And now there's a new drive to tax every mile you drive. San Francisco is pushing a new mileage tax. The city would force people to install a GPS, then track drivers so they can charge drivers. Cato's Dan Mitchell says this is an awful idea. It doesn't surprise me. It's the next step in the evolution here, but what do you make of this?
Well, it's not an awful idea in theory if the government got rid of gas taxes, because that's how they theoretically finance the roads now, and if they had some way so that we were sure that this didn't become an invasion of our privacy, where they were tracking us without any probable cause or anything like that, then yes. In that kind of system, then this might be a better approach. But I don't want to give politicians more money to spend when they're not getting rid of another tax. And I do worry about the slippery slope. Remember, we got the income tax. It was the initial top tax rate was 7%. The politicians said, no, it'll never go as high as 10%. And look at the monstrosity we have now. So I do worry about little ideas becoming very bad big ideas.
Well, I agree with you. You know, when I heard this talk about we need a value-added tax here, I've always thought that's not a bad idea, but swap it out of from the income taxing. But it's just a pile-on tax, and this sort of thing, what they're entertaining in California, would be a pile-on type tax, and drivers, to say nothing of just average folks, will continually be seeing their back up against the wall. I don't know where it ends.
Well, I don't think it ends anywhere, because governments basically have endless, rapacious appetites to spend other people's money, and it's always a ratchet effect. Sometimes we're able to stop them from spending for a while, but we can never really bring them back down where they used to be. And then something happens, they start spending money again, they hit a new plateau, they stay there, the American people get comfortable, and then they hit us again and again. And so, yeah, we used to have just maybe a motor vehicle tax. Now we have a gas tax. Now they want a miles driven tax. You know, who knows what's going to be next on the list.
Well, this one is also especially transparent. You know what it is, obviously, to get very fuel-efficient cars or green cars or alternative technologies to get you away from fossil fuels. There is an agenda to this, and I understand that. But let's call a spade a spade. This is all about, you know, changing the way we behave forcefully.
Well, and we have seen, on your point about fuel-efficient cars, I think it was either Oregon or Washington State was talking about doing this kind of idea as well, precisely because they were worried that they wouldn't get as much gas taxes in the future because cars would be more efficient.
So they can cover themselves both ways.
Yeah, always and everywhere, it's always about politicians seizing more of our money to expand and protect and make the state bigger as a burden on society. And we see, as we've talked about before, Neil, we see in Europe where that eventually leads.
All right, Dan, thank you very much. Dan Mitchell in Washington.